Alright, hey guys, this is the HUBSAN Zino. I'm doing a screen record with it just to show you what it can do. I had an Android device connected to it, but it didn't work quite right, so I busted out the trusty iPhone, and so here it is. This is the video that I took with this quad with the screen record on. It's not the greatest, but it works. So I'm fixing to do a compass calibration on this thing here in just a second. What I was trying to do is figure out exactly what's going on inside the app. So I was binding it up, making sure everything's turned on and working correctly. So here we go. So little compass calibration here. Do the dance. Dancing. Little dancey dance. Alright, so face down dance. And this Zino, believe it or not, since the updates that I did on it, is pretty intuitive as far as knowing what's going on. So doing is setting it back down and get its stuff ready to go, and it says ready to fly. So here we go. If I can get this thing up in the air, which I do, and it flies pretty good. So you just hit the button, ready to take off. You're good. So it's obviously getting pretty dark here at this point, so I'm just trying to get it, checking the stability, make sure and everything is working properly before I take it up above the trees. Here I was going to check and see if I could change the speed of the drone, because last flight I couldn't remember if I did that, so I said let me check it out. This is the gimbal pitch speed there, which I just changed a bit. So it's not quite so jerky. If you can change the pitch speed of the gimbal, the jerkiness kind of is gone. A little bit more cinematic, if you will. I mean, obviously this is a toy/hobby drone, so. And I was just showing the contrast right here, like when you go from dark to light. You know, if you had an ND filter you could put on here, it'd probably make it less dramatic as far as like a change from the dark to the light. But still, this camera, it's not bad. I mean, for what it is. So here I am, just cruising out just for a little bit, and all the telemetry's down there. You can see what's actually going on. I was just speaking to my cousin before this flight, talking to him. He sent me back a Spark. I sent him the Mavic. I got a Typhoon H from him. So I mean, it's like a back and forth. We've been doing the dance and having fun with it. And I'd sent him this Zino, and he sent it back after I did the firmware updates. So I'm just checking it out to see how it works. And as far as everything, as far as the camera and all that stuff. So seems to be doing pretty good, actually. So I didn't really take it far out. As you can see, I've got like 19 satellites, which is freaking awesome. And you can see the telemetry on the screen as far as how high, how far. Obviously, your satellites, your signal strengths. You got your battery percentage up in the top right corner. You always have the option down your, not lower left, but close to lower left bottom for the return to home. And what gets me about this video, if you keep watching towards the end, is the amazing ability for this thing to find what they call the Apron, which is my helipad. And this thing does a precision landing. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? $200-something drone, $300-something drone, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I know technology is evolving, but I bought this thing, and people can say what they want. I've had people laugh at me when I said I paid $225 for it. I got the receipt for it on eBay, where I bought it from a seller I bought a bunch of drones from. I paid $225 for this drone, and I did the firmware updates. I bought an extra battery, so I maybe have $300 in this thing when it's all said and done. Here I'm taking photos. I'm going to try and add them in towards the end of this video. So when you see the white flash or whatever, that's the photos button being hit. I mean, this thing's been no qualms. I mean, it's a little wobbly in the air, but the camera makes up for it. I mean, it's not wobbly to the point it's unstable. It's just a little jerky on the sticks if you ain't careful. But there's a way to change all that. I mean, it's amazing. So I hit return to home. And at this point, I could see it, but it was getting so dark, I kind of lost sight of it for about probably a good 20 seconds or so. So I'm sitting there looking up in the air going, okay, it looks like it's coming back, but I really can't see it. So 20 seconds in the air when you can't see something that you don't know where it's at, it feels like a long time. It feels like a lot more than 20 seconds, I'll tell you that. So at some point, you know, after this is coming back, I see it and I'm going, okay, there it is. So that's when I angle it down and I could see the pool that we got. There it is. And there's the pool right there. And I'm going, okay, there's no way this thing's going to see the helipad because I can't see it in the video. I can't see it in the screen record. It's like, okay, so the helipad's about, I don't know, 10 feet maybe, if that, from the pool. Somewhere around there, probably 10, maybe 10 feet or so. Anyway, so I'm going, what the heck? Okay, so I angled it down like it says. The apron, sea apron, as they call it in the app, which is considered your helipad. They call it Apron. So it's turned on. So I'm aiming it down. I'm going, okay, let's see what happens. So here you go. So anyway, as you can see, it's coming down, doing its thing, and I'm going, okay, this thing's just way off. So it actually lost the helipad in the camera at some point, right there. So I had to move it forward manually. I did this by hand. Then all of a sudden, bam! So I don't know if I said this before, which I'm sure I didn't. You can still control the drone as it's descending and return to home. So I'm not doing anything at this point. It is doing this all on its own. This is full Zino seeing this thing. I'm going, what? I mean, it's very, very dark, as you can tell, but it's picking up the helipad, or the apron, quote unquote, as they call it in the app, or maybe English to Chinese language, whatever. So it's doing its thing. And if you continue watching, you'll see it. Very surprising. I mean, because all I did is calibrate this drone. I took it up for a little flight. It was a couple hundred meters away. It wasn't far. Just checking it out. And then that's when it cut off. The camera went straight up. And then all of a sudden it came down. Guess where it's at? On the pad. Go figure that. Gotta love it, man.